Right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time for a new episode. That's right, your second dose of new Music Inferno today. We have a special guest, and his name is Ray Hawthorne. I'm excited to have him here. He has a new album coming out next month, less than a month away, called Ray Hawthorne Sucks. We'll find out why he doesn't suck here today on the show, and why you should be listening to his stuff, and why it will remind you why when you were young, and why this alt emo music, rock music that he gets going on is perfect for right now. So let me bring him on. Let me bring myself on as well. We are live and in charge on New Music Inferno. It's me, your boy JR, and our special guest Ray motherfucking Hawthorne. What's going on, dude? How you
All
been?
right. I appreciate that intro, man. That was very cool.
Yeah, I unmuted you. I have you loud and clear. Was just making
Very
sure
cool.
because sometimes I forget to do that to unmute people, and it fucking sucks. It's like, oh, we're
That's all
20
good.
minutes into the interview, and no one can hear the artist, just hear me. Uh, but it's great to have you here, Ray.
Thanks, man.
How's your day been? Oh, you got a puppy behind you. The doggo is
Yeah,
making
yeah.
its
This is
presence.
Oliver. This is my best friend in the world right here.
Well, Oliver, good to see you. Thanks for making a presence on the show. Uh, but how's your day been, Ray? How what's been going on?
Pretty good. I went for a run and worked on some music stuff. And now I'm sitting here talking to you. So pretty standard day, to be honest.
You
Nothing
got
out
a
of the
you
ordinary.
got, a big couple of weeks ahead of you. I mean, honestly, you
Yeah, for
got you
sure.
got this album dropping on the 7th of next month. You got tons of interviews, tons of shit going on, press to do to make sure people know who you are. Um,
Absolutely.
I personally didn't know who you were until I got like the press release and the people of your people saying you want to have Ray on the show, and then I checked the
Nice.
music and I'm like, I'm digging it because I love emo music, and I'm going to see When We Were Young this Sunday, and I will see your boy Kellen this
Oh,
Sunday.
nice. Nice.
I wish you would be here.
For sure.
I know I don't know where you're at right now, but Vegas is probably hop, skip, and a jump for you maybe. Um,
Well, I'm in LA
oh,
and
there it
I
is,
keep I keep I know they're doing 2 days and I keep being like I don't
Ray.
know I
Ray,
might want to go, man.
Ray. I'm going
Yeah.
Sunday,
All right.
and I say right now, you should come Sunday.
I'll look into it, man, because the
People
the
are
past
selling
couple
cheap tickets right now.
really
Yeah,
the past couple years I've wanted to go.
me too.
But especially like when the lineup was announced for this year and it was all these full albums, I
Yeah.
was like no
Yeah,
fucking way. I
yeah,
was like that is going to be the craziest day because even like I think Devil Wears Prada is doing Plagues like in
yes.
full,
Mm-hmm.
and they notoriously hate that shit. Like they like never play those songs, and they're very vocal about being like, we don't like that record. That's our old shit. And I was just like, I can't believe they're doing Plagues like the whole album. It would be so sick. And just so many other bands.
Yeah,
Um,
and Kellen and the boys are gonna do their record and take me back
exactly. Yeah.
Sunday, and this is my third time trying to see MCR. My
Okay.
other two times I got fucked over.
So
And they're doing Black
are they
Parade.
doing Three Cheers? Oh, they're doing Black Parade.
Yeah,
Nice.
Black Parade.
Controversial opinion. I like Three Cheers better.
I like both of them. I like both of them, but
Oh, they're both great. But if
yeah.
I had to pick
But
one, I'd go
see, I
Three
think it's because
Cheers.
the anniversary of Black Parade is here
Okay.
and upon us, and I think that's great to get that record, and they're gonna probably pull a fucking all nighter if they had to. I think Gerard and the boys. I know they're in Denver tonight. Uh, I think I think it's all gung ho for them. I think they want this to be like a penultimate, like, hey guys, we're here, and you
Yeah.
guys missed us, and we're still playing these songs, but we're playing songs that we haven't played as well, because they're probably playing they're playing all the entire record, so some of the
Yeah.
songs you don't get to see live or probably never saw live. I'm not even sure. I've never been to a concert. I'll tell you my story real quick. So the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
time I was supposed to go in '05 to see them on Warped Tour, my friend freaked out about something in his family going on, never came pick me up, so I lost out on that.
Oh man.
So right before COVID, the radio station here in Vegas, I won tickets for the concert here. After COVID, the promoter said, "We're not honoring these tickets from the radio station," so the radio station couldn't give me anything. So I
Yeah.
didn't get to go. But this time, I decided I'm paying 250 for a GA bracelet, and I'm going to see MCR, and I'm
Yeah.
going to see Kohi, and I'm going to see all these bands. Ray, this leads me to you.
Okay.
How did you decide to pick up a pen and paper, become the alt-emo artist that you are with this stuff? And I love the I Am Not Ryan Gosling song. I was watching the video today, and
Oh,
I think the
thanks,
video
man.
is amazing. The tie-in with the old movies and stuff.
That's my favorite video I've ever done.
well, it's a great video. It's some great stuff. So anyone who has not seen it, we need to go see it now on his YouTube. It's available, but wait till later on after this interview. But so what? Where was your? Where did you like get this idea, gumption, to dive into this alt emo that you're doing?
So I think like a lot of people my age, from a young age, I was really into Bright Eyes.
Okay.
And that's like, as far as I'm concerned, that's like the quintessential, like very emo kind of
Yeah.
music, you know? It's
Yeah.
not like, it's not like MCR, but it's a little more folky than that. But
Yeah.
as far as the lyrics go, it's like crazy sad, but super well written. And I was always, when I was young, like so into Bright Eyes. So from that age, I've been writing stuff. And it was when I was younger, like a lot of times it was just like Bright Eyes ripoffs because originally I'm from a really small town in New Jersey, and it
East
was like,
Coaster like myself.
yeah, yeah. Where are you from?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah.
Gettysburg
Very
area.
cool.
Gettysburg.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
That's not too far from where I grew up. So yeah, really small town in Jersey, and like sometimes I would you could put bands together and stuff, but it wasn't like, at least for me, the most reliable thing. So oftentimes it was like just me and my guitar writing about like sad shit that actually wasn't actually happening to me, like breakups I wasn't going through, and like things that I thought people wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And I just never stopped writing, and I actually a few years back wound up in a band that was like a completely different style, completely different kind of thing altogether. And uh, through that and through doing that, I learned a lot about how to more successfully like release music and put out music that people care about. So always in the back of my mind, I was just like, I just wanted to do the kind of music that I've always loved and the kind of music that I always liked. So when I had the time and when I had the opportunity, I was just like, fuck it. I'm going full speed ahead and I'm doing all this like scene emo. Like I've even got some tracks that are like some early stuff I put out that are even more like metalcore. Like I was just doing everything that
Mm-hmm.
like I always loved. Um, but I found through doing that I really just like doing like the emo pop punk kind of stuff. And a lot of people for some reason like to hear that from me. So just kept going.
Well, I'm
And
glad you are. I'm glad you're doing
yeah,
it. And
yeah,
people,
I think it just comes from a passion for that kind of music. It's just MySpace era is always going to be in my head, you
so
know?
that's where I got my start a little bit with like hitting up
Yeah.
bands on MySpace and said, "Hey, I want you on my podcast." Like I tell you this, no lie, I was the very first interview for the band The Downtown Fiction.
Nice. That's
They
pretty cool.
Yeah, they had all the potential in the world. I know Cameron's doing big things as a singer songwriter now. Like he had plans for that in his head. That's where he wants to be, and I'm happy
Yeah.
for him. But to see like the bands I've had, like I've had Never Shout Never. That was like MySpace era
Nice.
shit. And just MySpace was the shit. I was sad to see it's gone. Like it's there, but it's not the same. It's never gonna be the
Yeah.
same. Um, but that was an era. I was 20 at the time. I was 2000. I was 15 in 2000. But like 2003, that era and that own word was like that shit was the greatest thing because honestly, that networking of capabilities in like '08 when I was doing this on just on MySpace and getting people from all over, uh, like it was cool. Like, and what was in your let's take it back a little bit. What was who was in your final top 8, or who were your quintessential top 8, and how did
Oh,
you rank
yeah,
those
I got
people?
this. I got this.
I
My
bet
top.
you had that question before, then, right? I'm sorry.
No, no, not never so specifically, but I think
Okay.
about it constantly.
Okay.
Um, Number one, absolutely Scary Kids Scaring Kids. You know
Oh,
Scary Kids Scaring Kids?
yeah. I know
Um,
this, boys.
yeah. That is my favorite band. Um, love those guys. Love what they're doing even now. You know, like they're doing new stuff now that's really cool and really different.
We've
But
all
still
grown
sort
up.
of
We had to. We have to change it up to
yeah,
make sense a little bit. Can't talk
yeah. So
about being in high school, you know.
yeah.
but
Like
but
I
like,
remember even.
go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I remember even like to the MySpace thing. Like I had messaged them one time because they were always my favorite band, and I was like, I don't know, 14 years old, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna come to see you guys in Philly. Um, you're my favorite band. Like I'm excited to see you. And they like weeks later messaged me back. Like all it said was like, thanks, man. Hope it's a good show or some shit. And I was like, I flipped. I wanted to like print it out and frame it. Like I was like, this is
That's
the coolest.
awesome.
This is the coolest shit that ever happened to me. Like, and then it's funny. I have such a weird history with that band because again, they've always been my favorite. So um, the later on, I went to go see them in Philly again when they did their like self-titled tour, and I got there at like noon.
Oh
I
wow.
got there.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
was like,
god.
we're gonna be the first people there. It's gonna be sick. And their keyboard player's name's Puyan,
Yeah.
and they were like loading into the venue when we got there because it was like fucking noon.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's,
Like they're going in for their sound check.
I
So I got
remember.
all
On that note, real quick,
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember going to the shows at Chameleon Club, and people that would camp out just to get like barricade for some
yeah,
certain shows of MySpace era, and like bands that were like Warped Tour bands, like bands that I've known from Warped Tour and before Warped Tour. But yeah, sorry Ray, I didn't mean to interrupt, but like
no, it's all
that
it's
was
all
like
good.
I'm like that's so like a memory that I'll stick through my head because I'm like what like get the yellow card show like early just to get fucking front row or some bullshit
Yeah,
like other shit because you really wanted to be there because you knew if you didn't get there you were gonna have to stand on your tippy toes a little bit just to see the band, or you have to stand in the
yeah.
back because the crowd gets rowdy and all that kind of shit. But go ahead, continue your story, Ray.
Oh yeah, so got there early, saw Puyan and them loading in, and I was like, Puyan, like, got a picture with him and shit, and I was like, yeah, like we wanted to be the first ones here, all this. And later in the day, they came out, or he came out and grabbed me and my friends and brought us in the like front part of the building early to show us the music video for Faces, which it wasn't out
Oh
yet. Like it was
wow.
coming out. It was coming out in like a week, and he was like, "Oh, I got the new music video for this song on a laptop. Do you want to see it?" And I was like, "Of course!" Like I was losing my mind. And then crazy enough, like I've been talking about them for years because also like their new music that they're putting out, they do a lot with like different singers because their original singer Tyson died years ago,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
when they got back together, like all their songs have different singers. So on their most recent album, it's every single song is someone new. And I've always been like, man, how cool would it be to get one of those? Like that's my favorite band. I would love to be a singer on one of those at some point. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but um,
Well, we're gonna put it out there right now. Scary
yeah.
Kids, 2025. Put Ray
Well,
on the record.
crazy enough, when
On tour, maybe on tour.
yeah, when their most recent song, they came out with earlier this year called Blackout. Great song. And I had posted about it, and then Puyan, the guy from the band, like reposted it. So I hit him up and I was like, hey man, I told him that story about in Philly when I came early and they showed me the music video, and I was like, dude, like that shit just really meant a lot to me. Like I just want you to know that. He's like, that's great. And we like messaged back and forth a couple times. Crazier thing happens like a week later out in LA. I'm just going out to like a comedy show, and I see him sitting out front of like a fucking sushi joint. And I rolled up to, I was like, dude, this is the craziest thing. I was just messaging you the other day. Um, and so we talk for a while and we get to talking and like we've struck up like a real friendship, you know? So even like the past couple times they played and I like flew out to Philly to see some family and they were playing in Philly and I
Mhm.
got guest listed to the Scary Kids show and like hung out and like all and I was like the circle is crazy. Like even when I dropped my newest song, like he hit me up just out of nowhere and was like, "Dude, I love your new song." Like I was just like, "This is fucking crazy." You know what I mean? Like cuz to me, that's they've always been my favorite band. Like I've got a Scary Kids tattoo like right
Yeah.
here and that's just a weird I've never like told that anywhere, but it's like it's a weird full circle thing, you know, to go from like being so excited like trying to message them on MySpace to like kind of knowing that like getting guest listed to the show is like pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
You know?
See, I haven't seen them yet. I've
Yeah.
tried to go to shows, but like just work schedules didn't line up that I could get
Yeah.
off or anything. But I know, like, hopefully the next time they come around next year or whenever they plan on touring again, I will definitely try to go because that's awesome. Like, I did own
Yeah.
their records back in the day. Like, the one with the two people standing on the edge. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
City Sleeps in Flames.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, I can't remember titles all the time,
It's all
and I
good.
mean we can't always remember everything. But yeah, that that band is phenomenal. That was like what like I'm gonna tell you that like they were like one of the underrated, underappreciated bands. I said that before to
Super
some people.
underrated.
I've said that like not on the show, but I know it was like a
Yeah.
tweet or a Zanga post that I made years ago, or some
Yeah.
bullshit, or maybe even on MySpace. I don't remember, but I know I've said that to people like when we were talking about emo bands and bands growing up. But let's get back to your music because that's why we're here today. Not
Yeah. Yeah.
we're here to reminisce a little bit, but
Yeah.
not full heartedly. So Ray, like, how did this character of the puppet come to life? How did you like for the people that don't know? How did the puppet come to life for you in your like marketing or your grand scheme of music?
I think it's a good like recognizable thing. You know, at the end of the day, truly, I just fucking love the Muppets.
Who
You know?
doesn't? Who does
And-
not love the Muppets?
yeah. Like I just fucking love the Muppets. So when it came down to it, I was like, well, how do I want to brand myself? And so much of all of what I'm doing is just about me like really embracing things that I love and things that I want to do. So I'm like, what's stopping me from the album art being like a fucking red Muppet? You
Yeah.
know, there's nothing stopping me. Like, why can't
No.
I do it? You know, so that's really where it came from. And then I just liked how it worked so well. And I think because I've done it so much, there's been a it's easy to like if you see like that red Muppet on some album artwork or just like a red Muppet in general, you probably if you know me, you're like, oh, that's a Ray song, you know. So I think that's cool. Um,
I like that.
yeah, I just like how I like how it turned out. Love the Muppets, and I think it's good branding.
It is. It is because honestly, the Muppets are a generational thing. I mean, honestly, it's
Yeah,
gone through time. I remember watching the Muppet Babies.
yeah,
Growing up, and
yeah.
and then the
Same.
Muppet movies, and like my grandma was a Muppet fan. I had a animal puppet. I did.
No
No
way.
lie. No lie. I think I still probably have it back home. I don't think I ever got rid of it because it was so cool. Like it was like I bought it at a yard sale and I was like, "Mom, I want this." And it was animal. It's like just like like the flared arms, the drums and stuff. But yeah, Muppets were a thing in my family as well. Like we were always a fan of it. But you know what? Fuck it. Let's get to the music real quick now because
Okay.
honestly, we've been talking for a little bit, and I want to hear the tunes that people want to hear. So Ray, what song do you want to go to first?
Uh, I would say, I mean, it seems to me the song that people like the most from me is called Flatline, and I actually have a music video for Flatline coming out on November 7th when the album comes out, and it is very Muppet heavy. We did a lot of puppets, we did a lot of crazy shit, and I'm super excited about it. So that's the one I would recommend if anyone's going to check me out for the first time. I would say Flatline.
All right, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Flatline by Ray Hawthorne, off the new album, which is available November 7th. Ray Hawthorne Sucks, and you're gonna find out here right now why he doesn't suck by his song right here, Flatline. Enjoy. Together. That was Ray Hawthorne with Flatline. Let me pause this. Let me pause STFU, which is another great song, which we're gonna talk about here. Why not? Why not?
Yeah,
STFU,
people like that
man.
one too.
STFU. Also a move in WWE, if you guys did not know that. It was John Cena's move. Because I'm a wrestling nerd, for a lot of people that know that already. But Ray, so yeah, I mean, honestly, where do you, okay, for you personally, and I know you've been writing these songs, you've been collaborating with yourself and others as well.
Yeah.
Where do you draw from these songs? Like where, like you said, other stories, like you said, in your earlier years, you're like other breakup songs and stuff. But like
Yeah.
right now, where do you draw? Was it like your 20s that you're drawing from, or
It's it,
go ahead.
it's a lot of very personal stuff, and it is, I would venture to say, a lot of it's from my 20s. Um, so I think the difference between when, I was a kid and writing songs versus when I'm writing now is, I think when I was a kid, I was just trying to like do what I thought I was supposed to do and what I thought people would like. Whereas I've just learned later in life, I think it's good to just have a lot of like honesty
Hmm.
in your music. And so much of what I write about has to do with like my personal issues with like substance abuse issues and like toxic relationships that I've been in. So I'm about 7.5 years sober, like fully sober. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do nothing. And but before that, before I got sober, I mean, my life was not going down a good path, and there's a lot of things. So like Flatline, for example, that song, it's interesting because I've seen a few like write-ups online of people writing about that song and like what they think about it. And a lot of people get it pretty close, but it's never been like totally cracked open. But from my perspective, that song is like, it's like a love letter to substance abuse, right? So it's like when that opens up and it's like I'm in love with an asshole, it's like because I'm in love with like just doing drugs and like I just can't stop myself from doing this. So it's like framed as if it's a relationship song, but it's totally not about a person. It's like me like battling my addiction, you know. And I actually write about that a lot, just because it's something that's really cathartic for me and something that helps me out. But I try to not be like preachy about it in my music. Like I
Mhm.
feel like it's not it wouldn't be fun in music to just be dropping songs that are like straight edge, get sober, like all you know, like
Yeah, that
that's
wouldn't be
not to
fun
me
at
like
all.
that interesting. So I really hope that that's not how it comes across. Like I just try to write from the perspective of where I was at that time and how I was feeling at that time. And then, you know, sometimes I still write about how I'm feeling these days and how I'm feeling right now. Like I struggle like everyone else with, you know, mental health stuff and things like that. So at the end
Well,
of the day, I'm just trying to be as honest as I can be in my music, and I hope that comes across. Like it always means the world to me when people hit me up and they send me like a lyric that I wrote or just say that a certain song like resonates with them. Like that's fucking awesome because that's how I always felt growing up, and that's how I always felt
and
as a kid. You know.
you did that to your heroes and scary kids, scaring kids. Like, hey, I love you guys and
Exactly.
come to see you. There you go. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's awesome. You seem very like, humble, and I love it. I knew
Thanks,
I would
man.
love this interview. I knew I would love this time I spent with you here today so far, and it's been great. And anyone who's listening in, I hope you guys are enjoying the message as well. And um, congratulations, 7.5 years. That's no joke. I mean, people struggle
Thanks, man.
day
Yeah,
in, day
it's
out. People relapse.
yeah.
I mean, uh, I just saw today. I don't know what happened, but a fellow musician passed away today in L.A.
Okay.
Chris Chaos, rest in peace.
Okay.
Don't know what happened, but yeah, I know friends were posting about it. I know
Yeah.
Adrian from one of the Adrian from well, he's in Mess now, but he was also in Assuming We Survive. Posted about it. So my condolences to his friends and family out there, and anyone else who's lost friends with substance abuse or alcohol or suicide. Guys, there's help. And I'm not preaching it. I'm just saying it
For
because we're just
sure.
getting on that message a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I struggle. I mean, honestly, I've been struggling with my whole wife's situation with her health and stuff, and me, all that. But we're not going into that shit here today. We're not. It's not a
Yeah,
therapy
yeah.
system. I'm
But hey,
sorry.
man, that's what music's for. At the
Yeah,
end of
it
the day,
is.
like
It
to
is.
me, that's what music's for. If I didn't have that as an outlet, I don't know what I would do. And I think even for people who don't,
And you have everything
um,
else around. You have your comics books back there with
yeah,
Batman. What else is
exactly,
there
yeah.
back there? What else is back there? Tell us what
Um,
collectibles do you have?
so I mean, this whole room is filled with like Ninja Turtles action
Oh
figures. If you
shit,
could
yeah.
see, yeah, like if you could see over there right now, it is fucking I'm running out of space. Like even there's just turtles figures stacked on this keyboard right now. So this is all turtles over here,
That's
mostly
awesome.
turtles.
I love the turtles too, man. The turtles
Yeah.
were the
The
shit growing up.
the comic books in the back are Dark Knight Returns set right there, Killing Joke, and then I've got all 12 of the Watchmen comics over
That's
here.
awesome. That's sick.
Absolutely love. I think I've got my Watchmen t-shirt
Yeah,
on
yeah.
right now. So
I was like, I noticed that from like, I'm like, wait, is that the
yeah.
Watchmen? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Big
that's
Watchmen
cool.
fan.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
mean, the music is an outlet, and that's why we have your music here to talk about. Um, what song I mean, right now that you've had the ones that you released, what song is speaking to you the most right now, personally?
Of everything that's released,
Yeah.
probably I really like and I've always really liked one of my earlier ones. It's called All My Happy Friends Tell Me I'm Depressed.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great one.
Uh, um, I think it's just like it's a really fun, just sort of like straightforward story about just being in a situation where I feel like uh helpless, but I'm like kind of ignoring it. But it was funny. It was the funny part though. I remember when it came out, like one of my best friends for my whole life. Um, her name's Christy, and like I was considering, I was like, I don't know what song to put out, so I sent her like 5 or 6 songs, and I was like, I'm thinking about putting out this one, All My Happy Friends, and her response back was like, first off. you have happy friends, you know. I was like, she was like, what the fuck. So I was like, yeah, I guess that's true. So that always made me laugh. But I would say that one, of all of my songs, as far as people like reaching out to me, that one has sort of resonated with people the most. So that like that feels good, you know.
Nice.
So that I'm into that, you know. Like I love how Flatline has done far and away better than anything else I've put out, and that's
Mm.
great. I'm super stoked about that, but I'm always very thankful for, you know, the ones, even if they're deeper cuts or what. I don't think All My Happy Friends is like a deeper cut, but
Well,
the ones that people really
this? I
feel I
mean,
like.
since like you said, Flatline's doing so well right now. Do you
Yeah.
think maybe when the full record? I think maybe when the full record comes out, everything will work out in its end, and every song will be like someone's favorite in the end. Like it's like
That's what I hope.
you're gonna
Yeah.
listen to the whole record and be like, okay, this is how the flow of the record goes, and
Yeah.
now just just having that piece out there though, like you're like, hey, like this is a song, but like where does it fit? Like where does it fit
Yeah.
in the storyline of the record and what the theme and the flow?
Yeah.
So I like it. I like it. I mean, I've been liking the stuff. Like the stuff is, I love that. Like you're unique. You're a solo person doing alt-emo, and like
Yeah.
you're kind of like your Bright Eyes kind of stage, but also like you're not really doing Bright Eyes kind of folky emo.
No, no.
But you're doing your thing. You're doing like the pop alt-emo, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna call it right here, and I've told this on multiple episodes of this show. It's fucking good shit. It's
I
fucking good
appreciate
music.
that.
It doesn't matter what fucking genre it is. If it
Yeah,
speaks
yeah.
to you, it speaks to you. Hell, it could be Egyptian fucking psychedelic music or whatever the fuck. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't,
yeah. I
or
appreciate that. Yeah.
or a singer songwriter that only plays banjo or whatever the fuck. You never know.
Yeah.
Like you said, music is there for everybody. So let's do it right now. Let's let's go to all my happy friends tell me that I'm depressed. That is
Cool.
I said the song title. Yeah, I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
it's a long title. It
It's
kind of
super
reminds me
long.
of Panic at the Disco meets Fall Out Boy, but hey, but hey, two great bands, but one great band that you're gonna be seeing this weekend, Ray, and
Yeah,
myself,
yeah.
Fall Out Boy, because honestly, he will be in Vegas hopefully this weekend, and Ray, if we do, I will share a cup of water with you. Like
I appreciate that. Yeah.
we will go grab a Monster Tour water and drink a Monster Tour water, or hell, we'll show our Ghost because Ghost sponsors it. But here it is. All
Nice.
my happy friends telling me I'm depressed, and we'll be right back with more with Ray to wrap it up as well. Or maybe you know what? We'll play one more song as well. Fuck it, we have a little bit more time here with him. Here we go. Enjoy, guys.
Time zones, I replied I might need help. To the kid who was on the aisle, asking why I seem like hell. It finally caught me, looking, took me, shook me down. Every photograph that I had took it looked like I passed out somehow. Now I don't respond to texts, and I never plan ahead. All of my habits maintain havoc through my life until I said, it's like 12 a.m. and I can't think again. All my happy friends tell me I'm depressed, but I tell them I'm doing fine. I just need time all to myself. I got tired of getting high and feeling like that kid stuck to the couch on the television when I was like 15. Or that frying pan fucking up that Get out, not friends, no crying, but you love it when you do. The way I fell out makes sense, I'm buying a new kind of place for you. I could sell my soul to someone else, sign away the keys and leave you down. In hell where you belong, and I hope you feel like you belong. Sell my soul to someone else. I really wanna breathe if you're left down. In hell where you belong, and I hope you feel like you belong.
You fucking hell, you fucking asshole, you fucking liar, you fucking manipulator, you goddamn witch! You would have played your cards right with me, you fucking asshole!
I had myself muted, but because that's why we were talking off air, because me and Ray are becoming friends.
Exactly.
I'm just saying that we're not friends. Maybe we're,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we'll meet up on Sunday and have a water or
I think that would be
or a high
fun.
five. I think it would,
I'm
or
down.
and a free hug. Because honestly,
Yeah.
it's Warped Tour basically. So free hugs are going to be given somehow, some way, from people.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you this, Ray. What was your favorite Warped Tour memory though? Because it's supposedly coming back next year.
Yeah.
If the rumors are true, and Fat Mike may had some info from me from indirectly to us that maybe it's going to be $150 a ticket.
Whoa.
Well, Fat Mike said, okay, so because let me tell you why I said this. So last Friday I went to the book signing out here in Vegas for Derek Wimbley. So Fat Mike was there, and so I wore a Warped Tour tank top because I was like, it's hot out still. It's a tunable shirt. It's perfect to meet Derek Wimbley in. So I mentioned, oh yeah, it's coming back next year, and then he's like, no, thank you. He's finally like something along the lines. He's finally realized that he can charge 150 for a
Man.
ticket. So I don't know if it's true. If it's gonna be 150, I think it's gonna be worth it. It has to be worth it. But supposedly it's not gonna be a full national tour. We'll see when it all releases. But
I'd be surprised if it was what it used to be. Like
Yeah.
I'm assuming they'll do, like New York, LA, a couple, maybe Bay Area.
yeah, I would have to come all the way out to LA because honestly, if
I could
it's
see them doing
something-
Vegas though, or any of that.
I hope
I
they
know you're
did.
going out
I
there.
hope they would because they're doing When We Were Young and it's doing so well.
Yeah.
It should. I mean, honestly, look at Sick New World. They're coming back next year.
Yeah.
It's only one date because it's Metallica. They can only do one date, I guess.
Yeah.
April 12th. That's going to be huge. But what was your fondest Warped Tour member? Like, what are some of the memories you had of going to Warped Tour when you were a kid or when
So
you were
many.
like a 20-something adult?
So many. I mean, I've got memories from all those ages. I think I remember most probably when I was like a junior in high school. Me and my friend Sean Haggerty went up to Warped Tour, and the whole day I was like, we're gonna go in every mosh pit in Warped Tour. Like that was my goal, was to try to see as many bands as I could go in every mosh pit. But that was only because I had finally, like, I don't know, 6 months before that, like, got the balls to start moshing. Like I was like very scared to mosh, like growing
Yeah.
up. And so I was overdoing it. I was like, we're going in the pit. We're doing every pit. It's gonna be great. Obviously we didn't succeed in that goal, but like it was fun. I remember running. I think like Norma Jean and Every Time I Die were playing like basically at the same time,
Nice.
a little bit spaced apart on stages, a little bit spaced apart. And I just remember like running through the crowd from one pit to the other. It was sick. It was super fun.
My top 3 memories.
Yeah.
Being on 10 dates of it in 2013.
Whoa.
Yeah. Being on the bus with Penny, Fletcher from Pennywise, talking to him,
Okay.
getting to talk to him, and also getting to interview Burt McCracken from the Used.
Nice.
Nice. Thanks to Mike Finn, who was their tour manager at the time, for setting that up. And Mike Finn is still doing big things in the music world. So is Burt. Supposedly they're playing this Sunday. They're playing, one of their favorite records of all time. So If you guys are there on Sunday or Saturday, be watching the
Yeah.
youth before MCR and Fall Out Boy go on stage as well. I think because I know MCR is the one who's closing it out because the schedule dropped yesterday. I'm excited for that. Favorite MCR song?
Oh,
Because you said Three Cheers for Sweet
yeah, it's gonna be.
Revenge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure this is really cliche, but it's probably I'm Not Okay. You know what I mean? Like I just think
It
I
is.
fucking love that. I fucking love that song. Like it's the first song I ever heard by them. You know, and it really it really like I love that track.
I
So
want to
like
see
when they
Ray
came,
Hawthorne cover that. I'm calling it out.
I would do it. I would do it. You know, I used to before I actually started like making money making music, I used to teach music for years. I would do like preschool music classes, and then also before I started doing that, I was working at a local like rock school. And one of the gigs there was doing like bands with the kids. So it'd be like, you know, maybe 13, 14-year-old kids, group of 5 of them get together and they do a band and you like manage them, but you're
Mhm.
like teaching them how to play the instruments and you're teaching them how to do the songs. We did one of my bands, they were called Rage Quit, did a
Love it.
yeah, they did a great rendition of I'm Not Okay. So like that was always cool. Um and yeah, I love
Are
that
those
song.
kids
Like
still playing music? Do you know? Do you stay in contact with any of them?
you know, some of them are.
I would
The
love a
one kid,
reunion for Rage Quit on this podcast one day. I'm just
yeah, yeah.
that would be
I'll get Rage
hilarious.
Quit on the podcast.
That would be fun. Something
um,
different. Like it's
yeah,
like
some of them are. You know, one of the kids that I definitely maintained a good relationship with, his name's Aziz. He actually just messaged me the other day. And you know, we met up even last year. Like he asked me for vocal advice and all kinds of stuff like that. Like he's super awesome. And so yeah, some of them do keep playing music. And it's really cool, man. Like because I spent years also after that teaching guitar, and one of my favorite things was like watching a kid go from having no working knowledge of the guitar at all to like writing his own songs. And like that would take, you know, a couple years or whatever sometimes, but it just felt so fucking cool to know that in some way I helped them do make it there, you know? Because there's a lot of kids that, you know, when they start playing music, they give up really quick. I used to say like there's a lot of kids that want to play the guitar. There's not a lot of kids that want to learn how to play the guitar.
Mhm.
Like it takes a long time. It was hard for me when I first started, you
I
know.
don't think I could ever do it. I'm not a
It,
musically
yeah, it's
inclined. I
hard.
love listening to it. I
Yeah.
don't really like I said. That's why like I said this is good shit. This is good music. I don't critique shit. I don't like
Yeah.
reviewing. I like interviewing. I like to
Right, right.
hear from the horse's mouth of why this was made or what were you thinking when you did this or you know whatever topics we've been talking about. Shit, we've been having a
Yeah,
good time. Um,
absolutely.
so that's awesome. That you know, big ups to Aziz, big ups to your boy
Hell
Sean
yeah.
Haggerty, who you went with Warped Tour with back in the
Hell
day. Because
yeah.
you gave him a shout out. Why not? Uh,
Yeah.
so that's awesome. So I'm gonna say this. So you're a lifer in the music industry. I'm saying that because you're doing so much.
Thanks,
You're
man.
a voice of a voiceless culture. You're there to give a message of hope with your music. It may be emo-ish, it may be alt rock, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're here for a reason, and you're on the right path. And I know, like 7.5 years sober. I mean, you have the right people in your life to guide you the right way and help you along the way.
Absolutely.
Um, I'm gonna ask you this: we just played STFU before we came back because we were having a conversation. I
Yeah.
didn't want to stop that because
Right.
we were connecting. STFU, was that like your significant other or just like the girl in that video in that song is not just a girl but it could be other people in your life saying shut the fuck up and man up, or what is that song directed towards?
So especially in my early 20s, I was in a handful of like what I would consider to be like very, very toxic relationships that I was not I was not helping the situation. Like I was just as much of a problem. You know what I mean? There was this girl that I was dating for um, years on and off that was like just it was just rough. And I mean, we would argue at that like when you hear that girl screaming on that song, like we would argue at that level like all the time. And it's not just that one girl, but when I was in my early 20s, I was like not the best dude, and I was not picking the best people to be in my life. And um that song's just really about that, you know. It's just really about just feeling like stuck in this very toxic relationship and compelled to keep going for whatever reason, and like just wanting to stop, but it's just not, you know. It's all too true. To
But
be
see,
honest.
you're in a better place, and whoever you're with now,
Yeah,
is making you happy, and you're doing your
absolutely.
thing, and
Yeah,
proud of it. And like like we all know, music is subjective to the listeners, and
right.
I may have been right in my own way of saying what it was about, but you definitely are the messenger, and I love it that you're here to give us the actual true meaning and
For
what
sure.
was actually going through your head.
Yeah.
So let's do this. We're gonna wrap it up here shortly, but we're gonna
Okay.
choose one more song to play.
Okay.
You get to choose it again. What song do you want to
Um,
play?
okay. I've got a song called Breakdown that I really like.
Okay.
Um, I think that one's a lot of fun. And the lyric that I like the most from that song, and the one that sometimes people hit me up about and they say that they like, is the chorus on that song is uh am I the only one to see hell and feel like everything I love is there? Um, so to me, I'm like very proud of that line. You know, I think
That's
it's
deep. That's
I
deep.
I like to think, I like to think so. But who knows? So I like that song a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. And it's an interest, like tonally, it's interesting because I don't scream too much on my songs anymore. A lot of my earlier stuff, I was doing a pretty decent amount of screaming on, but I don't do it too much. But the chorus on this one gets like particularly heavy, and there's some screaming in it. So like that's always cool to like feel like there's a like a purposeful scream, I guess, you
Mm.
know? Like it doesn't I just try not to force it. And a lot of the songs I write now, it doesn't feel like I should be screaming, you know? So when I can get a second where it feels like a good scream works, I'm like, all right, sick. I like that.
I was just laughing because the dog's paws just came out from behind you, like, hey, Dad, I'm
Yeah.
stretching now. I want to be seen. Um,
Yeah.
but so we're gonna play breakdown. But the reason why I had you choose a song is the question that I always give everybody because it's my question.
Okay.
It's favorited by a lot of artists because they like this is a cool question. I've heard that from people, so I'm not lying. I'm not making that
Okay.
up. I'm not
Yeah, yeah.
saying I'm not being like, oh hey, people don't like that question. Um,
Yeah.
I've never had any publicist say, don't ever ask that question again. So that's the
Okay.
question is, if you could give breakdown to any artist in any genre of music to perform in their style and genre of music, what song would you want to do? What song? What band would you want to do? What band
Oh,
or
that's a
artist?
sick question.
And what song of theirs would you take and make it into a Ray Hawthorne song?
Okay.
So,
Um,
you already said it's a sick question. So, props
that
to
is that is a sick
me.
that is a sick question.
So
Um,
we think about it. We're gonna give you time, and if you
okay.
want me to, if you don't think, let's see how long breakdown is. I don't even know how long the song is, because I don't have it up here, yet. Let me get it up here. Let me go to the Ray Hawthorne Sucks. Uh, oh, it's not. Wait. Is it? It's an
It
old.
should be on there.
It's not on Ray. Oh, yeah, it is. It's 2 minutes and
Yeah.
40. I was like looking at it. I see burn it down, shelter, and I'm looking,
Yeah.
and then it's breakdown, STFU, body count, drunk text. So what? You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play
Okay.
breakdown, but since we already play STFU and we talked about your alcoholism a little bit and your drug addiction and your sobriety, let's go to
Yeah.
drunk text as well. We're just gonna play that
Okay.
to give you more time because
For sure.
I want you to think about it. Think about the
Yeah.
songs. So here it is, breakdown, and then followed by that, drunk text featuring Caroline
Caroline Riley.
Caroline. I was gonna say Riley. I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's not really. It's Riley. Caroline Riley. We'll get to those
She's an
songs right here.
amazing vocalist.
Yeah,
She's absolutely amazing. Better singer than I will ever be. Probably the best vocal performance on my album is from her. She's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and he's okay. Let me say that again real quick so they can see you say it and your facial expression while you're saying it.
Yeah, she's amazing vocalist, and it's probably the best vocal performance on my album is from her. She's a better singer than I will ever be, ever.
There you go, Caroline. If you're listening into this, there you
Yeah.
go. But here it is, breakdown, and as a bonus, drunk text as well. So let's get to it right now.
I said my head is the enemy, need a break now. It's gonna feel like a friend, so what's the day now? Can't see the road that's ahead of me, I've been saying loud, get me out, but they just praying that I break down. I swear my heart is the death of me, gotta slow down. Can't ever see what I read before I go out. And be as dead as I'm meant to be, take my soul out, and tell the world that I said. Sound off, been living quietly, mentally set my downfall. Was everybody I met when I was round y'all? And all my breathing was heavy, I could have found God with every high I would catch. Am I the only one to see hell and feel like everything I love is there? Am I the only one to see hell? I'm finding comfort in the way I stare. It's all love, but it isn't love. I'm feeling forward, fuck you and you. I'm never gonna say it to your face, though. I'm never gonna say I wasn't faithful. I heard the storm and I went missing, like I wasn't yours and you're not listening. Set up in my arms, I gotta. But I'll fight until my final breath. I fight for the worst behavior, the perfect savior complex. I'm ignoring all my best friends when they're telling me that I fight for the worst behavior, the perfect savior complex. I'm a living target for all your drunk texts.
One, two, three are all the drinks in my hand. I said I needed a friend, I really wanted a fan. You really wanted to save this, but I'm stuck, fucked up on the pavement. I always knew that you were drawn to me. I could kill your soul and you would thank me. I'll never say that you
let me get back over here. We were chatting. Damn, we were chatting so much off air too. We can't just stop talking. I think we've become friends more and more
Yeah,
as the seconds go,
absolutely.
as we hang out. But that was Drunk Text off of Ray Hawthorne Sucks by this band right here, Ray Hawthorne, which is going to be available November 7th. Guys, if you're a vinyl collector like me, go pre-order the vinyl right now. I told Ray off air, I'm pre-ordering it when I get some cash. So if anybody would like to sub to the channel and help me buy the vinyl, please do. I'd love to have that. But Ray, so the question I gave you guys, and for anyone who's out there in the chat, I don't know who's out there listening in, but you guys know the question, and Ray knows the question, but we're going to repeat it because we like to repeat it here, just for the people that jumping in here, maybe they last second and didn't know. But the question was, if Ray could give the song breakdown to any artist in any genre, in any music, dead or alive, who would it be? And what song of theirs would Ray want to take and make his own? So Ray, what is the band or artist you chose?
I'm going Prince.
Oh my god, that's a great choice.
I am a huge Prince fan, and I'm sure he'd be like, your music fucking sucks. I don't want to touch it. But like, I am a massive Prince fan. I was able to see him like 7 or so times before he died. I was
Wow.
like devastated when he died. Like, I am a real Prince fan. It wasn't like after he died or anything. Like, I used to go to the shows, and he did this thing in LA years and years ago, but it was like 21 nights at the Forum. Like, he played at the Forum over the course of like 2 months, 21 times.
Damn.
And every show was like kind of different. And I went to like a handful of them, you know? Like, there was one show where he did like 6 encores. Like, it was fucking crazy.
6 encores.
Anyway,
Who would do that? Who would do that?
He's so good, man. Like, he could play anything. And I mean, at the time he was, you know, at the time he's like 50, 60 years old.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, this guy's fucking unstoppable.
See,
you
I
know?
would have loved to see Prince. That's one of the all-time greats. I would love to have seen. I've never got to see him. But that Super Bowl performance was amazing.
Absolutely.
When he did that. I would have loved to seen him. Another person like in like you mentioned childhood memories of meeting scary kids scaring kids. One guy I would have loved to have met would be Paul Rubens.
Okay, yeah, for
because I was a
sure.
big Pee Wee Herman fan. I don't know why we're talking about childhood memories, but
No,
fuck
it's
it.
all good.
But Pee Wee Herman was the greatest thing in my childhood growing up because it was like
Yeah.
educational but also fun. But yeah, like Prince, man, like he was a generational talent as well. Like you could see, like he did the whole Batman soundtrack. He was
It was sick.
he was
Batman's
Trent
is
Reznor
sick.
before Trent Reznor.
It's true.
I
It's
mean,
true,
honestly,
man.
Trent, we love you, but Prince did it on the Batman
Yeah.
soundtrack, and
Yeah.
like, what would be cool if you and Trent Reznor got together and redid like Purple Rain in like a 9 Inch Nails Ray Hawthorne collaboration. I'm just saying that because I don't know
I mean-
why, but it
I
just
mean,
came to
of
mind.
course I would love that if the opportunity ever presented itself. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but of course I would be extremely excited about that.
That just came out of my ass about that. I was like, what the fuck? You brought
Yeah,
up
like,
because
let's do
because
Purple Rain, but make it sound like Closer, you know?
Yeah, but you brought that up to fruition because you were like, I like Prince for that question answer, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, but so we never got the second part. What song
Yeah.
of his would you want to do?
Probably Darling Nikki. Do you know Darling Nikki? It's a good one. It's on Purple Rain.
Okay.
And it's not like a big single or anything like When
I think
Doves
I heard
Cry.
it
Like,
a few times, but I have to listen.
Yeah.
Like I said, scaring kids. I have to go back and listen to their catalog a little bit. And I know I've heard Purple Rain before, like the track,
Right.
but it's been years.
yeah.
Don't
yeah.
get me wrong, because I've been like the podcast and just like life. Like you want
Yeah.
to listen because like when you like you mentioned you want to listen to certain things at certain times. Like you want
For
to
sure.
have like in the last interview with the Reveal, Dusty was like saying like he likes to listen to silence. He likes to listen to just like instead of listening to music, he just likes to sit there. Here, I would
Yeah.
like to listen to more music if I had more hours of the day. But I would have I definitely will have to go back and look at the entire Purple Rain album and listen to it. But that would be
It's
cool.
great.
But why not do it? Why not just I know you have a
Why not do
direction for your
Darling Nikki?
music. Why not
Yeah.
just put it as like a special surprise for people? Like maybe do it for your birthday. Maybe like
Yeah.
next year. When's your birthday, Ray?
May 24th.
So next May, just for the fuck of it, be like,
Yeah.
here's a birthday present to myself, but it's also to my fans. Here's my cover of Darling Nikki.
I think it could be fun, man, because there's a part towards the end where he's basically screaming, like not in like a screamo way, but he's like really screaming
Well,
at
what
the
if-
end.
what
So
if
I
you
could take
got
it and
some of
make
your
it like a heavy
friends-
rock kind of thing,
Why
you
don't
know?
why don't you get some of your friends on board? You have
Yeah.
friends.
I
have
do. I have a-
friends.
I have a couple.
Yeah, they're all happy supposedly.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm just having. It's not
Yeah,
a joke.
yeah.
I'm just
No, that's a
tying
good
things
one.
together. But
Yeah.
Ray, my God, I loved our time together.
Yeah.
I
Me
hope
too.
I hope it comes back again. That we have some more time in the future.
For sure.
Together.
I'll come on whenever.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, you never know. I mean, you're gonna be big next year. Because
We'll
honestly, this
see.
record's
We'll
coming out
see.
in November. You're gonna go on tour with some people. I just have a feeling. But before you do go on tour with some big bands in life, tell us the links. Tell us where they can find you on the World Wide Web and where to follow you.
Yeah. I mean, if you go to rayhawthornesucks.com, pretty much everything's there. There's a link to my Spotify and Apple Music and Instagram and all that on that website, and then also the vinyl's on there too, and a couple shirts. So
Has anyone
rayhawthornesucks.com, that's where it's at.
has anyone gotten a Ray Hawthorne Sucks tattoo yet?
No, not that I'm aware of, but I think someone probably
can we
would
make
have
it a
showed me.
goal for someone gets if someone gets a Ray Hawthorne Sucks tattoo, they get lifetime tickets to your shows?
Oh, absolutely, yes. If someone gets a Ray Hawthorne Sucks tattoo, free vinyl, all of it.
My
It's
friend
fucking-
got
Yeah.
Oscar Mayer Wiener tattoo, and he got free hot dogs for life from Oscar Mayer Wiener or something like
No
that.
way.
Yeah,
That's
he's in a
awesome.
band. He's in a band called Baby. Yeah, I don't know if you ever heard of him from
No,
Kentucky. Really good people. Just wanted to give them a shout out because the whole tattoo thing. But
Yeah.
you have a song called Tattoos, which is out now as well.
I do. Yeah, I think that's the most recent one, I think.
Yeah, so go check that out, guys. We're not going to play it here today because we want to save some songs for you to go check out and give him some Spotify listens. Give him that Spotify cash because that's the way to go. That's
Yep.
what we use. I use Spotify. I subscribe to Spotify. I have a subscription to Spotify so I can play the songs here
Yeah.
on the show. But Ray, God bless. Have a great day. Thank
Thanks,
you so much
man.
for being here. We're not gonna rate out. Let me see who's on real quick on Twitch so I can rate somebody so I can say goodbye to. You know what? We're gonna go to our boy Shano. I think I can do that. I think I have enough people to. If I don't have enough people, let me see. Hold on real quick before you go, Ray.
All good.
Who the fuck should I raid? You know what? Let's go to Sadistic Joker. He's playing a little game, and give him support because his movie got second in the standings of movies this week. Unfortunately, Terrifier 3 won it all.
It did.
Ray, did you see that movie yet?
So I haven't seen Terrifier 3, but I have seen Joker.
Okay.
And controversial opinion, I liked it.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. Controversial opinion. Those movies are good. Controversial
Yeah.
opinion. People hate that movie, The Joker, the
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
But dude, it's another take on a great, like, iconic figure in
Exactly.
the history of comic books and fictional characters that don't really exist. Because there's
Right.
not really a Batman. There's not really
Right.
a Cape Crusader or some villain dressing up as a clown. And Terrifier's the same thing. There's no spiritual fucking like clown killing people that doesn't die, or whatever. And
Yeah.
Chris Jericho being a nurse in that movie. And I already know. We already know he dies in this because it's like the second one's like the first one, where the second one ends. It begins where the first one ends, and then the second one, the third one's gonna begin where the second one ends. And we all
the second
know.
one is so long, man.
Yeah,
it's like
it is.
fucking like 2.5 hours long.
We
It's
covered
crazy.
it. We covered it in our podcast here, or other podcast that we do with my best friend Knack Attack. We're doing a review of Hell House this week. So Saturday, guys, we're gonna be doing a review of Hell House LLC. It's on Tubi. Just let you guys know. But we're gonna go head out right now to our boy Sadistic Joker. Love you guys. Have a great night. See y'all soon. Bye bye.